Barry Moore. Now, Barry is running for the state Senate District 11. This is a three-person race. It's getting a little competitive now. I think the gap is closing. Three candidates, Republicans, incumbent, Senator Steve Martins, who represented the area for some time. And also in the race is hardened political operative Amanda Chase and businessman Barry Moore. Now, they had a forum last night, and we wanted to get Barry's take on how he did. We'll get everybody on in the next couple of days, but we wanted to start with the businessman in the race. Hey, Barry, great to have you with us.
Good morning.
Now, I've got this race tightening. I've got you in second place, closing the gap here. You were at this forum last night. It was really the first one where everybody was able to get a little engagement. How do you think it went?
I think it went good. You know, I appreciate the CCRC pulling people together. We had a good attendance, and the room was great with questions. They had questions to ask us. I think all three candidates showed exactly who they were and what they were about. They were running. And I think we've done very well, and I think I presented myself as a small business person, a person that has some answers to build businesses locally and to create jobs over the next 4 years. And I believe it showed very much that I'm very connected with the community, and with people's issues. I have empathy and can walk in many people's shoes.
Now, Barry, let me ask you this. With these kinds of forums, everybody gets a chance to answer questions. I know this is your first time as a political candidate, really first time in the fray, if you will, and the first full forum that you were at. What was it that surprised you with it? What did you think what happened that was a little different than what you thought going in?
You know, it's interesting. I mean, we've had a few other forums, but being with the party last night in Chesterfield County was a little different because people like-minded sitting in a room trying to decide. You know, they walk in with one button, leave with another. So when you're sitting there and you want to make your point, you want to make sure you communicate clearly a future. We got to have some a vision. We have to inspire people. Our Republican Party is critical. You said it this morning on your show. The time is now. There's no more time to just let it happen. We are in control. We have got to inspire people. We've got to increase our membership and welcome people to the Republican Party locally. A lot of people talked at the end on the way out, Barry, you're inspiring us to say, you know what, on the local level is where we have to start. School boards, supervisors, delegates, and senators are critical. The federal government will then take care of itself, but we cannot keep focusing on federal if we don't take care of our home, and we have to make demands. I think when I was sitting there, I think the interesting part is all three of us are completely, we differentiate ourselves pretty well. The three of us are nothing alike, and that's a good thing for voters to see. June 9th, we're going to find out what people want for the next 4 years. It's not about the last 28 years and 30. It'll be 3 decades for Steve Martin serving if he's elected again. We talked a lot about businesses. Now, all three candidates, it's a good thing. We're all talking about our business experience. The difference between Barry Moore and the other two is I have employees. When you're self-employed, an entrepreneur, and you just worry about your own business and you sell products, that's one thing. When you run a company, you have 70 employees or 100 employees, you start to work in people's lives. You make a difference in families' lives. When you have customers, you're living and walking in their shoes, and that's what I do every day. I mean, this is not something I just did because I decided to run. These two candidates have dreamed about being the state senator. Barry Moore is running not to walk into a room and say, hey, I'm the senator. I'm not going to have that identity. I'm working for the people, and that's going to be the most refreshing thing. Out of 40 senators, I believe I will walk in next year and just show that I am just like you. I am the person that is connected with people, and all I want to do is create jobs, lower taxes, and give business people the opportunity to go to work and make profits and help nonprofits. I think that's what I'll do.
Now, Barry, you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, you said, look, Steve Martin's been there for almost 3 decades. Now, isn't there an advantage, though? Because what Martin is saying is, look, you know, there's institutional knowledge that I have that no one else has. There's clout for the area I've got that no one else has. There's experience I've got that no one else has. And he said, the last thing you're going to want is somebody in there that's newbie, and then the senior person becomes, in Henrico area, becomes the Don McKeechin, Democrat Senate caucus chairman. I mean, according to Martin, you're better off with his experience because he says he can get things done for the area that a freshman is not going to be able to do. How do you respond to that?
I respond, why is the budget got up 65% in 10 years? His amendments he's put through, 9 of them in 8 years. 1 was budget neutral, 8 were increasing taxes, nothing to reduce the state budget rather. And so when you look at that, you say, okay, so we do more of the same. Insanity is doing the same thing over. In my business, we use that word, insanity, and we go to the definition, and that means you do the same thing over and over again, hoping for different results. We've got our results. He has weighed in. He's done it. It's called retirement. It's okay to serve or to do a job, just like I do at my place every day. Sometimes it's time to say, I got to retire. He stood up yesterday and $118,000 and basically said, well, that was two owners ago. I didn't even follow the issue. He's just not connected with what's going on. When you say it was 2 owners ago, a judge in a court put a judgment on him. You got to pay it back. It's not optional. It's not your personal opinion. So I think at some point it's time for retirement, and that's where we are right now. He's done. It's time to move on, and it's time for a new person.
Okay, but look, I mean, this has been a tough economy since 2007, 2008. A lot of businesses went under. A lot of people have judgments or businesses that went bad. I mean, how do you really hold that against somebody? There's so many people, Barry, that have judgments in America now, or claim bankruptcy, or rush their home to foreclosure. I mean, how do you really say, okay, well, somebody's gone through a bad time, therefore they're no longer qualified?
When you explain something and you say I had tough times, I had medical issues, I was laid off, I weathered this bad time. I've kept my job and I've kept my employees working through this recession. Why the budget was going up? Why the state budget? And he was there. He was not shouting from the mountaintop, hey, folks, come and help me. Tell your legislators around the Commonwealth, we've got to stop this. This is insanity. We cannot keep raising the budget. He should have been doing that. He did not. Where was he? And when you have delinquent credit and all that, that's one thing. I can understand that as a citizen. A judgment is something that you did. And if you say, I didn't read the contract or I didn't follow the contract, you're making budgets, you're making bills, you better know how to read a contract. You better look at yourself and say, wait a minute, did I just not pay attention? Could it have been human error? Whatever it is, you still owe the money back. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the judgment. My problem is accepting it and saying, yes, I got to pay it back. I made a mistake. I have not heard that once. And it's okay. People in America are okay with saying, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. This is how I'm going to fix it. Again, we're not talking bad credit or delinquent credit from bad times. We're talking a judgment, a contract that was obviously not followed to the letter of the law. So I believe there's a significant difference. Spin doctors will spin it that way, but I don't believe it's accurate. I believe what I'm saying is the true case, and that's what I'm hearing from citizens that I talk to.
Text here I got from Osme Torres. He says Barry Moore is going to sneak up the middle and win this race. This is from Osme Torres, just text me from Virginia. Now, Barry, your number one objective, one of the things that you say in some of your campaign literature is that you're going to shake things up. How are you going to shake things up? What are you actually going to do?
I think when I go in and I look at the issues, and I'm able to go into committee meetings and just listen to my peers, I think the difference between Barry Moore and maybe some others, at least the person that's in the seat right now for the 11th district, is that I'm not worried about the next election. I am going to focus each and every day. I know there's people connected with each and every bill we pass, and even better yet, every bill we do not pass. Everything we do not get involved in small business owners' lives, employees' lives, the more we stay away from their lives and let them just live their day-to-day life, I think that's where I will shake things up. I am not there to set a record of how many bills we pass, but maybe how few we do pass. Real difference, real change. People are hurting. They cannot keep making less and paying more taxes and have the ability to send their kids to school. In colleges, they have got to pay their bills, and I believe that's what I will do. I am not focused in the 11th district. We have somebody that likes to keep running every 4 years, has run unopposed every 4 years, at least on the Republican side in the primary. I believe that's what I'm not going to be concerned about. I can't worry about 4 years. I have got to earn the right. At my job, if I kept running my business into the ground, I would be fired and replaced. There is somebody to take my job. That is something I get inspired by, and that's my way to serve. All I want to do is serve others. I think it'll be genuine. It's not going to be fixed on Barry Moore being somewhere else in a couple of years. You know, somebody asked a great question last night, and it was how we juggle down at the General Assembly, everybody coming through our office, you know, thousands of nonprofits, our lobbyists, all these different people. And what I said is I am the only candidate right now. I work full-time. One of the candidates last night said, you know, how much paperwork, how hard it was to file paperwork to run for this office. You got to be kidding me. There's going to be a lot more paperwork serving as our state senator. That's why I suggested everyone doing a job application so we can see people's backgrounds. If we're job hoppers, if we know what we're doing in the business world, if we manage people, my job application at virginiasenator.hirel.com will show people my background. And other candidates have the same ability to go up there today and really set the record straight and true transparency of what they do. And that's what I've done. So I will shake things up, John. I am a different candidate. And I think I will work well. I know how to negotiate. I know how to listen to people. I am not condescending. I care about America. I care about our community. Amelia, Colonial Heights, and Chesterfield are my home. I want to serve these folks, and I want us 4 years from now to all know the name of their senator is Barry Moore. Not to say, I don't even know where I live, what district it is. I don't even know who my senator is. That's what's being said today. Contrary to other comments, that is reality.
All right, we're out of time. We want to thank Barry Moore for being with us. You want more information, go to votebarrymore.com. That's votebarrymore.com.